The Bible provides glimpses of God's nature and majesty, but it often refrains from offering a detailed physical description. Instead, God is described in ways that emphasize his divine attributes, holiness, and glory. Here's how the Bible speaks about God's appearance. God is spirit. John 4:24, God is spirit, and his worshipers must worship in the spirit and in truth. God is not described as having a physical body like humans. His nature is spiritual and transcendent. God's glory and light, 1 Timothy 6:16, who alone is immortal and who lives in unapproachable light, whom no one has seen or can see. God is often associated with overwhelming light that symbolizes his purity, holiness, and glory. Exodus 34:29-30, when Moses encountered God on Mount Sinai, his face shone with radiance after being in God's presence, showing God's glory reflected in Moses. Anthropomorphic descriptions. The Bible sometimes uses human terms to help us relate to God, though these are symbolic rather than literal. Hand of God, symbolizing power and protection, Isaiah 41:10. Eyes of God, representing his omniscience and ability to see everything, Proverbs 15:3. Face of God, often a metaphor for his presence, Exodus 33:20. Visions of God in the Old Testament, Exodus 33:18-23. Moses asks to see God's glory. God responds, "You cannot see my face, for no one may see me and live." Instead, God allows Moses to see his back, indicating that his full glory is too overwhelming for humans to behold. Isaiah 6:1-5. Isaiah sees God seated on a throne, high and exalted, with the train of his robe filling the temple. This vision emphasizes God's majesty and holiness. Ezekiel 1:26-28. Ezekiel describes a vision of God as a figure like a man, glowing with fire and brilliant light, surrounded by the appearance of a rainbow. The Incarnation, Jesus as the image of God, Colossians 1:15. The Son is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. Jesus as God incarnate reveals God's character and nature in human form. He embodies God's love, mercy, and truth. John 14:9, Jesus says, "Anyone who has seen me has seen the Father." This highlights that through Jesus we see and understand God. Revelation's vision of God's throne. Revelation 4:2-3. At once I was in the Spirit, and there before me was a throne in heaven with someone sitting on it. And the one who sat there had the appearance of jasper and ruby. A rainbow that shone like an emerald encircled the throne. God is described in terms of radiant gemstones and light, emphasizing his beauty, majesty, and splendor. The Bible doesn't give a literal, physical description of God because he is beyond human comprehension and not confined to physical form. Instead, God is portrayed through his attributes, holiness, love, justice, and power, and his manifestations of glory and light. Through Jesus Christ, we see the fullest revelation of God that humanity can understand. Amen.